After falling by over 7% last week, last night XRP had a little bit of a push to the upside in the range of around 3%. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the technical analysis on XRP, where I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think the price action is heading next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and let's go ahead and check out what's going on with XRP. So here we have XRP, it's paired up with USDT. This is the 1 hour Binance chart. And so as I was kind of talking about there in the intro to today's video, we can see price has moved down by 7.31% over the last week, right? And we did see a bit of a push to the upside. This was coming in just over 3.46%. Okay, it's quite a significant move to the downside and a push to the upside. Now, obviously, as we kind of take a look at this chart, we can see that we do find ourselves with a couple of problems for XRP's price action, right? So the 200 EMA right here is obviously the main area of resistance for XRP's price action. Okay, so basically as price pushes up towards the 200 EMA, it seems to get rejected and starts to aggressively move to the downside. You can also see very similar price action as we start to come up to this 50 EMA, 50 SMA area that we had seen previously. Okay, so at the moment, it's kind of like a make or break area for XRP's price action. From here, we're going to be looking for breakouts to the upside to kind of confirm that we maybe will be moving more aggressively above those kind of EMAs and SMAs. However, if the bears do take control here, we may see further slippage to the downside. Now, tracking all of this behavior that we have seen, both the pumps, the dumps, and everything in between, really, we can, of course, acknowledge that price action has moved down quite aggressively and has come down to exactly where you would have expected it to do so within that structure that we started to sort of form out in here with the highs that we saw on Friday. Okay, this most recent move to the downside actually falls right in line with the 1.236 to the 1 area on the if I can get my words out, on the Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, so here you can see 49.04 to 49.68, and we basically just moved right up from it. So it tapped into the range that we would be looking for and started to see a bit of a push to the upside. The problem that we have here is that although we are still in corrective patterns, okay, you can see these moves to the downside, and all of this is basically creating overlap in that range. That's a positive sign because it means that we're not trending to the downside. But the issue that we have here is these resistances, and if they still hold true, then actually this could be just a corrective pattern looking to bottom out, to top out and then start to move back down again. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and check some of our momentum based indicators and see what they're doing. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see here we are looking for bearish momentum. Okay, I say looking for, but we're seeing bearish momentum. The cross with the yellow line on the white line in a negative way is indicating we are looking for a deeper correction here. Okay, and obviously the stochastic RSI is not indicative of price action, but it just shows you the strength in the movements. And considering our most recent moves here for XRP, this little move has not been a rapid movement of this stochastic, we want to be aware that this is potentially now going to be a really big area for another move back into this low yellow range area. Okay. Now let's take a look outside of the stochastic and bring in the relative strength index. Here you can see that we are above the 50 level, but we're retesting it. If we lose this, currently at 50.2 at the point of recording, lose that area, we are looking at more bearish momentum there as well. Now, when we bring our price action back in and bring in the MACD histograms, what do we see? Well, we can see here that volumes are actually okay. They're not too bad. Well, I say volumes, but the momentum on this price action isn't terribly too bad. So we're not terribly too concerned about, where we were with the previous highs up here and down here. Now, we could, of course, be looking for some kind of bearish divergences here if momentum continues to grow. At the moment, it hasn't, so it's not the end of the world, so we can still see a brief correction, another run to the upside. I'll be a little bit cautious over that, though, in the coming kind of days, and potentially by the end of the week, see how things are kind of stacking on that front. But for now, I'm not terribly too concerned at that. So I think we are due and potentially are going to see a bit of, we can see growing volume here a little bit for the sell-off as well. So I think for the most part, our expectations need to be that we are getting rejected from the 50 EMA, 50 SMAs here. Momentum is supporting more of a move to the downside, so we want to be thinking about where that's likely to go. I don't think it's going to be a major move. I'll be looking somewhere in the previous areas of support, which you can see from these wicks right here. This is an area of kind of a pretty decent amount of buying pressure, so we'll be looking for a move into this low range. If we lose this range, then of course we're going to come into those lower ranges, but I don't think we are going to lose the existing wick low that we had over here on Sunday at 1500 hours at 49.17. Okay, I don't think there's momentum to support that, but again, we'll keep a close eye on it. I think we want to be thinking about long positions for XRP. We're going to look for entries in and around this initial area. I'll go in for the low side potentially, looking for a small move back up into these resistances, because there is a pretty decent pocket of resistance right inside here. I'll pull that across, you can see right there. Okay, that's coming in at the 50.63 to 50.88, and stop loss, you know, we want this to be reasonable, but at the same time we also want this to be a profitable trade. So I'm going to take a look and say that actually a long position at this rate probably isn't overly profitable, and would carry more risk than I would probably normally look to do. The reason for that is I'd want the stop loss down here, lower than the previous wick low at 49.12 hypothetically, and taking a look at that take profit, it's a 0.71 risk reward ratio, so it doesn't really support the idea of actually going long, and I don't think we can really go short either. I don't think that would work. So this might actually be a case that we sit tight and we wait for a better opportunity to present itself, with the opportunities here not looking the strongest. As we push up though, which I do suspect we are likely to do, we'll probably find that 200 EMA as another area for a potential trade. Now there's two options here. Obviously if the 200 EMA sticks as resistance, then we can go short on the market and we can look for an aggressive move to the downside. Stop loss of course higher than those previous swing highs. Risk reward ratio here would be something like 1.89, with an entry around 51.43, stop loss at 52.47, and take profit at 49.46. Okay, that's option one. Okay, and this would be, you know, just on the idea that we find resistance on that 200 EMA. Alternatively, we have really good political outcomes for the crypto market with the US election, and as such, we might find that a breakout happens of that 200 EMA, in which case stop loss comes down lower than this previous area of resistance, comes support, and we target out 1.5 on the risk reward ratio, puts us at an entry around 51.6, sorry, take profit 53.12, and stop loss at 50.59. Of course, we'd obviously have a different entry. This is just a hypothetical based on a closed position and confirmed support of the 200 exponential moving average. Okay, so there's a few different ways that we want to be thinking about and what we want to be kind of addressing when it comes to XRP's price action. Now, I'm not covering XRP technical analysis tomorrow on the YouTube channel, but of course you can join a Discord server linked in the description down below, and obviously there'll be lots of discussions about what is going on with the US election and all of that stuff, and obviously the impact on price action charts. For our members, there is going to be a live technical analysis show in the Discord server, like there is every Tuesday through to Friday, and obviously you can ask for technical analysis on the projects that you care most about in those AMAs, those technical analysis AMAs. Now, we'll be obviously no doubt covering XRP in that, so well worth checking it out if you haven't done so already. Everything is linked in a description down below. Okay, so from a trading point of view, that's kind of where I'm thinking. I'm thinking we are either going to find resistances and we can go short on the market, or of course we can look for those breakout situations and really capitalize on those movements by going long on XRP. Talking about trading, we have an incredible deal for you guys today. How does a 10% cash back bonus up to 2,000 USDT sound? That's right, Blowfin is offering an incredible promotion, but it's only available to the first 100 users, so you'll need to act fast. Blowfin is a top cryptocurrency exchange and is giving new users a fantastic opportunity. When you sign up using the special link in the description, you will get a 10% cashback bonus up to 2,000 USDT in futures bonus. And the best part, it's first come, first server basis. So the first 100 users to sign up will be the ones to claim this fantastic bonus. Here's how you can jump in. Step 1, click the special link in the description down below to sign up to Blowfin. Step 2, once you're in, start trading on the futures. Step 3, you'll automatically get a 10% cashback bonus in futures, up to 2,000 USDT if you're one of the first 100 users to sign up. So what are you waiting for? This is a limited time and only for the first 100 users to get this incredible deal. Click the link in the description down below, sign up to Blowfin and secure your 10% cashback up to 2,000 USDT before it's gone. Don't miss out on this amazing offer from Blowfin. Remember, it's first come, first serve, so hit that link and start trading and depositing on Bluefin today. Good luck and happy trading. Okay, let's go ahead and roll this up into the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, obviously we had that short open. We were talking about, ideally would have wanted to have closed it off at 48.6. Obviously we did move up. I was getting a little bit nervous talking about, how we might want to kind of lock in those profits, all that kind of stuff. But then we started to see a shift in the market again, and the move back to the downside at 49.17 is a second attempt, guys, at coming out of that short position if we wanted to. Okay, so interestingly, this short position was we obviously put the stop loss into entry, so it's always running in profit. Obviously we can see here, if I pull this across, it's still running in profit, and it was basically rejection from the daily 200 exponential moving average as we were talking about. We could also see that our targeted range was a lot lower, 40.5 to 43.21. However, we lifted this up because we just don't think that's actually more likely to happen. We've been talking about 45 cents as an interesting point of reference for XRP's price action. So obviously we fell short of the higher range expectation here on the B wave, but the resistance on the 200 EMA saw us with clear movements to the downside. Our momentum is still shifting to the downside. We can of course see a reversal here if we need to, but for the most part we are still looking for bearish movements. Now if we take a look at our divergence indicator, we can see that we're lower than the 50 level. The relative strength index is still in bearish territory, and take a look at that MACD. Of course we can see here that everything is gearing up for a big move. Okay, now this is not indicative of either direction. All we can tell here is that there is divergences happening across the board. Essentially, we see weakness in buying and weakness in selling, and the whole market is just gearing up for a big break of some kind. Now, if you go back maybe 4 to 6 weeks ago, you'll know that I've been aggressively talking about that idea of moving out towards 75 to 85 cents, right? And I think this kind of breakout is what we are potentially looking for. We haven't had those bearish breakdowns yet that kind of say we're not likely to be in that structure for those moves to the upside. Originally, I was hoping that we'd just see a retap of around that kind of 45 to 50 cents, and we've kind of seen a lot of that price action kind of playing out now. So for me, I'm looking and waiting to see whether or not we can start to see the structures appear and emerge for that 75 to 85 cent breakout that we've been talking about 4-6 weeks ago. Okay, so this potential histogram here, this kind of consolidation of momentum, showing us that people are not buying and they are not selling in the masses, and instead you just have liquidity being extracted out of the market. The price is going after wherever the liquidity is, right? And as demand drops and supply drops, we just basically end up in this stalled out ranging market that XRP has been in for a while. And we are likely to see a significant surge here, and I think the US election might just be the catalyst that is needed to bring in additional demand into XRP, of which, if it is, then that 75 to 85 cent target still very much remains our kind of thoughts and processes. You can see it right up here in this slightly higher range. Okay, so there's lots to play for, lots of things going on when it comes to the price action of XRP. As I zoom out of this, you can see that we have just been stuck between the low range and the high range for quite a significant period of time, and we are looking for that next big run up towards 75 to 85 cents. If we hit $1.04, we're in a very impulsive point at that area, and that could be a real game changer for XRP's price action. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. There's potential across the board in various different areas of this chart. Obviously, a lot is driven just from the sentiment side and the behaviors of what we're seeing inside the buying and the selling. But at the moment, we're kind of gearing up for a bit of a break. We don't want to be holding this short for much longer, if at all, at this point. We want to lock those profits in, because I think there's going to be a big break to the upside in the coming days, if not by the end of the week or so. Obviously, I can't time the market. I could be way off, but ultimately we are tracking some really interesting stuff here for XRP's price action on the daily time frame. So all in all, those are my thoughts and what I think the price action is heading next for XRP. You can share yours in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server, and we can continue the conversations down there. If you found this video helpful and informative, smash a like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you haven't done so already, guys, check this video out right here. It's not one that you want to miss.